Welcome guys to this new video. My name is Brian Feldman. I'm a Microsoft Azure Security MVP, and today I will show you the Conditional Access Documenter. What if I told you that you can export your conditional access policies to a PowerPoint, which provides a high-level overview of your security posture? A time ago, I published a blog about this mini app for Microsoft Entra, and I also decided to create a video because the mini app is super powerful and more people should know it. I also have to do a huge shout out to Merill Fernando, which created this mini app. Now you know why the Conditional Access Documenter is super powerful. It's time to generate a PowerPoint of our security posture. To start ahead, go to idPowerApp.merill.net and go to the CA Documenter tab in the menu. Then you have the option for automatic generation, where you have to sign in to generate the documentation. However, I prefer to do it manually, so I have control of what I'm doing against my tenant. For that, I'm going to visit the manual generation. From here, you have the option to use the Graph Explorer or PowerShell. However, we are going to work with the Graph Explorer since I want to do this within my browser. So the first step to do is open the Graph Explorer. You could use the button here on the website or just visiting the URL using the aka.ms/ge. The next step is to run a query within the Graph Explorer. This is needed to fetch the conditional access policies from our tenant. So I'm going to basically copy this, then hover over to the Graph Explorer. And from here, I'm going to use the get, and I'm removing this. Yes, so this is okay. And right now, everything is okay. I can run the query. And right now, we have to copy the content from the response preview. Now it's time to navigate back to the website from Merill. Then we have to just paste in the content that we have copied from the Graph Explorer. And last but not least, we have to generate the documentation using the purple button. Just hit it, and then boom, the presentation has been created. I've opened up the Conditional Access Policy PowerPoint, and it says the Conditional Access Policy documentation. But if we are going to head over to Enabled Policies, we can see on the first page that we have a block legacy authentication, which is correct because I've deployed this using the template within Microsoft Entra. So what this says is that this policy includes all the users in my tenant. It will check for all the client apps that use legacy authentication, like the Exchange Active Sync clients or other legacy clients, block the access on all cloud apps. And we can also see when this policy has been modified for the last time. The next slide is my second conditional access policy, which requires multi-factor authentication for admins. This includes all directory roles which have privileged access within Microsoft Entra. It requires the user to do multi-factor authentication for all cloud apps. This means that my admins have to do multi-factor authentication to do things on the platform. The next slide is my next conditional access policy, which requires multi-factor authentication for all users. So it basically says all users excluding directory role for the directory sync, which is living on premises. And it says multi-factor authentication on all cloud apps. And the more and more policies that you have will ensure you have more slides because each policy is a different slide. For example, the last slide is about requiring multi-factor authentication for Azure management. So basically all users on the platform that are going to do something on the Azure platform have to do multi-factor authentication for the selected cloud app, which represents the Azure management. So this is it. The Conditional Access Policy Documenter is super powerful. If you need to speak about this with the team, just generate it within seconds. You can use the automatic generation option on the website itself. If you have any suggestions or questions, please leave them in the comments. Hit the thumbs up if you liked the video and please subscribe below. And I hope this was helpful. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye.